Okay, headline. These millennials are dumping their jobs to plot new careers. With several years in the workforce and some savings, some young professionals take an early career break to reassess and chart a different path. This is a Wall Street Journal article. And in this article, it profiles three different millennials. One, Tessa Radin, was so burned out by remote work, she quit her dream job as a program director at the Dramatists Guild Foundation with no backup plan. I don't like that, but she did have the finances to do it. She had enough in savings, and then she went out and got a bartending job, working 5 evening shifts a week. And she's through her savings and then the bar job, it's taking care of her rent and basics. So she was smart, even though she didn't have a backup plan. She was not in any way crazy with her finances. I want to point that out. And then you got another guy who realized, let's see, his name is Andrew. And he realized after being an English teacher over a decade, he became more involved in admissions and other academic support programs. And so through that, he learned a little bit more. And long-term goal now is to work in education technology. So he's taking online classes. So he's going, man, I just didn't feel like I had enough time to get through the next level of education quicker. So he quits. And then another one, Evelyn, is relying on several years of savings and looking into Cobra options as she transitions to full-time writing. She's always wanted to be a writer, but in her plan, she only did a little bit of writing, and so she's planned financially. So they highlight these three people, and as millennials are going, you know what? I'm starting from scratch. I'm starting over. I'm walking away from a good job. So this is the crux of the story. And so this combined with U.S. workers are quitting their jobs at the highest rate in years. I've told you this. People quitting like crazy. Nearly 3% of workers quit in June. Prudential Financial did a survey, 2,000 American workers this spring. Millennials, rather, 2,000 American workers that are millennials this spring. They found that they were antsier than other generations to make a change. A third of millennials, these are aged 25 to 40, said they plan to look for a new job post-pandemic, compared with about 25% of workers overall. So there's a bigger itch with millennials. Now, I'm going to break this down as to why I think this is the case. They're 25 to 40. So on the young end of millennials, they're getting closer to 30, and they're kind of like, okay, I did some exploring. I've been working for a while. I want to kind of figure out my real direction here. I'm becoming an adult. Facing 30 will do that to you. Then let's go another decade. Facing 40 is a different dynamic. It's not so much about adulthood. Now you start to go, ooh, impact. Am I doing what I wanted to do? Where's my life? I begin to take surveys daily of where am I in my life in different areas, certainly professionally, because as I get closer to 40, now I'm looking at, well, I hope I'm midlife, but I'm definitely middle-aged. So those two ages put it's like pressing on the gas pedal of reflection. And that's what's going on. But let me tell you what's happening with a lot of these millennials that are being featured as examples. I think it's about margin. Let me explain. I think that there's financial margin, and I think there's time margin issues they're looking at. They're going, in some cases, I've got the financial margin to quit and kind of start over, to quit and seek a little bit, right? To quit and try something. The other thing is they've been working from home, a lot of them, and they've been able to get their job done. And so there's a little bit more margin. They go, hey, I can actually do something. I've got some time. The flip side of the time margin is what we've also seen where some people are working from home, and because they're working from home, they're having a hard time separating, and they're working too many hours because they are working from home. And they're going, I can't keep doing this. I don't have enough margin. I want to work, do something I enjoy, but have margin in my life. So I think margins around money and margins around time have made them more comfortable to make a change. And you know what's really ushered the change in for many people is the pandemic itself. Think about how much we hate change. but the pandemic forced more societal change than anything we've seen in the modern era of history. I mean, it just has. You can go back 200. I mean, just in our modern world, the pandemic globally forced more change than anything, more than World War II, more than 9/11. I mean, just nothing comes close to it. It just changed everybody's behaviors, just boom, like that. And when forced to deal with that kind of just colossal, complete change in so many areas of our lives, we go, well, wow, what other things do I need to change now that change has been forced upon me? I think it's made us more comfortable with change than we were previously. And so now, because of the margin issues around time and money, millennials are going, hey, now's the time. So I think that's what's going on. And again, if you've got the margin to be able to do it, I think the time now is to do it. It's so hot, such a great time to do it.